NuKKle Sports. It's in the game.
I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat. You'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence. So consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap when I be breaking this.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
If you've taken a shit in 110-degree weather, then you are ready to be a fucking Knicks fan. What is going on? What? What is going on, Hutch?
What is going on?
Chilling like a villain on penicillin with a Mac 11, just waiting for 7. We got Normal Guy first, Tyson second, and the fucking Knicks have been spending the last 4 or 5 weeks calling people up, and they're there. This is the reenactment, Hodge, because I've been in the office with them, and you get ring, ring, ring. Hello? My yes, and they hang up on them. That's been the negotiations for the head coach for the Knicks. And then they get Mike Brown. And I got a question for you, Hoach. Wasn't he our interim coach when we had Jason Kidd and the oldest team in the league and we went to the second round? Why the fuck did we get rid of him then? Why the fuck didn't we hire him then?
I have no fucking idea.
Maybe Show knows.
I have no fucking idea either.
You see? This is why we need to fire James Dolan, and we need to get Mayweather out of basketball and start fucking doing shit. We just sign the dude from the Phillies, the French dude for to be center.
The baseball player?
Yeah, he was on the French team.
My boy Yabusele, man. Learn how to say that name. That's our name.
Who?
Yabusele.
I don't be selling nothing. Yeah.
I don't want away.
I know we got a French center now. All of a sudden, what do you think, Hoch? You think Mike Brown is going to be that guy?
No clue.
Yo, y'all better put some fucking respect on that man's
No
name,
clue.
B.
You go from a very intense individual like Tibbs to a very laid back motherfucker like Brown.
Word.
It's gonna be interesting. I tell you that much.
And shows over here put some respect on his name. How many championships did he win with the Knicks?
2-time coach of the year. I don't want to hear it.
Was he coach of the year with the Knicks?
Right.
So he can't coach. Shit, LeBron James wants to be the GOAT. Come over here and get us a championship. Too bad for you. We don't want him. Yo, hold on.
I don't want him.
He goes a question for you. I don't know if we spoke about it in length last week, but if it was you give up OBGYN and another dude for LeBron James and Bronny James and maybe one draft pick, do you take that deal?
No, because I still have a bum on my team.
Well, 2 bums now. Bronny's coming with him.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, I saw that, and all I gotta say to that proposal is, hell, motherfucking no.
no to the no. Hell to the no.
No.
Yeah, y'all heard? What?
Well, here's the thing. Everybody hears Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Percy Jackson, fucking Freddie Jackson, Michael Jackson, all the other Jacksons. And they go, oh my God, that's so beautiful. How do you turn down such a superstar? And me. Didn't we at one point have somebody who was supposedly better than LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony, and we ain't even make it to the fucking playoffs? Also, LeBron James been through so many fucking teams, readjusted the teams because he's like Aaron Rodgers. He ain't gonna play with who the fuck we got there. So he's gonna want Robert Horry in the back. He gonna want fucking NuKKle HeDD to be fucking there for some fucking reason. He gonna want his support dog to be there because he's in New York. He can't take the pressure, and then his son gotta come. So now we gotta give the entire team for this motherfucker to be here. Also, one, he had Luka Doncic. He couldn't play with Luka Doncic. He got smacked out of the fucking playoffs. He had Anthony Davis, which they said was one of the second greatest player in the league when he was LeBron. He ain't win but one championship in the fucking bubble with him, and that shit was because half the teams said I ain't getting COVID and I'm not playing. Then he go and he had fucking Mr. Double in Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving and all these other people on the Cavs, and they get their ass whooped by the Warriors. Granted, they got hurt. The next time they do it, he doesn't win the championship. Kyrie Irving wins the championship. He's in the Miami Heat. He has an all-star team. They want to talk about the fucking Boston Celtics made super teams. This motherfucker made a super duper team. He made a super team with the Super Soldier Serum and still lost to the Dallas Mavericks. If there's anything we've learned from this man, he may be the greatest who's ever played the game. That's what they say. Don't quote me. That's not me saying it. He can't do it the first year he gets here because he needs to adjust. You know how hard it is to play with someone in basketball. You know how hard it is for him and Luka to gel. You need at least 5 to 10 seasons. You can't expect the 2 greatest players in the league to win a championship, Holt. They gotta gel together. They put them together in the beginning of the season, and 82 games isn't enough. What other excuse can we put in this fucking pussy ass league? I'm hyped.
I'm thinking. Hold on, I'm thinking. I think
You know
he's
what I'm
used
saying?
them all.
I got an hour extra sleep. I fell asleep by accident at work after work. So shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for this. This is me at 7%. You ain't ready for it. Look, he's sweating already. So you ain't ready for that. 7%.
Bro, I don't get it. I know that they signed the guy and everybody's like, oh, he's gonna be a 6-man. He's gonna be a 6-man. You know, something that Tibbs don't use and yada yada yada. And I'm like, do y'all motherfuckers forget that Tibbs got us to the playoffs the last 2 years, back to back?
But you can't do that. You can't have a winning season back to back.
Like people really have that short-term memory.
Bro, Mike Malone was on his way to the playoffs
Yeah, not if you New York, not if you New York.
Yeah,
when
but
he got fired.
What about Karl Malone?
That's true.
What about Water Malone?
What about Post Malone?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, but yeah, you're talking about the Nuggets head coach, right? Yeah, I mean,
That's right.
Motherfucker won the championship not too many years ago and had multiple 50+ game seasons. It was 50+ win seasons, and they say, "Yo, get out of here."
On his way to the playoffs.
On his way to the playoffs.
Not on the losing year.
Yeah. And we can't win because the coach is gone. Because how do these players expect to play if their coach is in there? Because they never played with this new coach, and this new coach speaks English. And oh my God, professionals.
Yo, Toe, were you there with him? Were you there with him? That sounds like
I was there. Yo, dude, I be ducking and gunning and bunning. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand. This is why I don't get much sleep, because I be in and out of the fucking webs. You feel me? Like, I'll go, like, after work, I'll fly over to these meetings real quick, get to know motherfuckers, like, if the inside shit, the inside information, come back and do this podcast and tell y'all the fucking truth. I think I'm bugging out here. You know what I'm saying? I do this shit for wrestling, comics, movies, sports, life. I one time went to Kuwait, see a bitch get her nails painted just to see what they talk about, and I couldn't understand them because they were speaking in Kuwaitiism. They were using Kuwaitiisms on me, and I was like, you know what? I see it in your fucking face. You hate men.
I seen them.
Yeah, it's over here too. Shit. Yeah.
I like it.
No one knows what they speak in Kuwait, but they speak in a lot of Kuwaitiisms. Shit. You know what's funny? I went to a Michelin star chef. I said, "Where's John at?" He goes, "Who you talking about?" I was like, "Yo, all y'all motherfuckers go to John, but I don't see no Johns here." And he was like, "No, we make go to John." I said, "Who do you make go to John? And how do you make them go to John if he ain't here? Who you? Did he? You make people go to fucking Brooklyn to talk to John?" Done with that conversation. Toe works the phones 24.
All I gotta say is
The word.
all I have to say is no disrespect to Mike Brown. What happens if next year the Knicks don't make the playoffs?
Then it's Ho's fault.
No, it's Pootie's fault. I'm pretty sure he wanted some of this shit to happen. Bro, if they don't make the playoffs, then they get the, well, Mike Brown didn't make this team. He inherited this team, and it didn't gel. And we got to see how he works with his own team. Let's see if he can make some trades, and you possibly trade some draft picks. I'm pretty sure the Knicks will have some for 2059. Yeah. Excuses after excuse after excuse. If he don't win the championship, we fire his ass too. Yo, you know what's funny? I'm watching the video of how they're talking about they just hired Mike Brown, right? The first comment on the video and on the YouTubians says, "How has Mark Jackson not been a head coach since Golden State?"
Thank you.
I think Mark Jackson has some liberal issues. He doesn't like the gays.
Yes. Oh wait, he has steroids issues and he don't like gays.
Liberal. He don't like the
Oh.
gays. I think he said something like that. Like he was a
Why?
Christian and he said he don't mess with them. And ever since then, nobody fucks with him.
Who's gay on the Knicks?
Well, I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just saying that you
No,
know how they are. LGBTQ. It's
no,
over.
I get it, but who's gay on the Knicks that he don't want to work with them?
Oh, that's easy. Carl Anthony Towns. That's a foul.
Damn, you sounded a lot like LeBron James right there.
Oh my God.
Yo, that shit's got to stop too. That whole fucking, where's the foul, motherfucker? The foul, get it back. That's where the foul is. I prefer Mark Jackson or Van Gundy as a head coach. I mean, shit, why not?
Bro, the craziest thing is, yeah, how is now we don't know what's going on. Maybe Mark Jackson doesn't want to be a head coach no more because of what happened to him at Golden State.
Yeah, but we just did that to Thibodeau. Imagine Thibodeau puts his team together and now we win 4 straight championships.
Bro, you know, it's like, come on now. My man put that team in Golden State together, and they were ascending just like the Knicks were. They let him go, and Steve Kerr's reap all the benefits.
Word. And you ever hear how he coaches? I let them do what the fuck they want. What? So you don't coach. Your coaching strategy is, I don't coach.
Bro, I get it. A lot of people are upset that how Tibbs run his team. You know, everybody thinks that he overplays his starters and stuff like that. And, you know, like I get it, but that's what Tip does. But here's the thing: everywhere he's gone, he's won. And I think New York is the only place that he actually got fired after making it farther than any other time the Knicks have in the last 30 fucking years. The Knicks have not been to an Eastern Conference Finals since 1999, which was the last year they made it into the finals themselves.
Yep.
You hear that shit? 1999.
That was like when they partied.
You know, that was the year that you went up for a dunk against Milwaukee. The center pushed him and he fucked up his fucking wrist.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And that we never saw Patrick Ewing in the Knicks uniform again.
Tons of bitches. Oh,
I don't get it. You last year he made it to the second round. This year he made it to the conference finals. You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault that I'm sorry, but Indiana against us got a lot of lucky breaks, especially in game one. People gotta understand.
I mean, let's be honest, Coach. Thibodeau should have threw on a fucking jersey and scored points himself.
Right, yeah, because he's the one responsible for missing fucking 7 free throws.
What kind of bitch ass coach doesn't go in the game and shoot the shit himself when the team missed?
I'm sorry, Chris. He's never won the championship. Okay. But neither has a lot of coaches who don't get fired after making it to the conference finals.
Word. Shit, it's funny.
Game one against Indiana with 3 minutes to go. The Knicks were up 14. They missed 7 free throws and committed 3 turnovers. That's not on him.
That is on Tibbs. He should have stepped in there, called a timeout. Everybody sit the fuck down. I'm tired of you. We gonna fucking win this game. Sometimes you gotta go in there and be a man, B. You gotta. I'm tired of your shit. And get tight. You missed 7 shots. You're not playing the next game. I'm tired of your shit. Sit down.
But
And
who's
that's
gonna
it.
replace him? Thibodeau doesn't know that there's other people on the team.
That is true. That's the problem. But
But
that
shit.
I'm not gonna lie, that kinda is his fault. 3 minutes to go, 14 fucking points. You telling me you can't maneuver your timeouts to make your team get over the hump? Timeout. We down by 9. Let's talk about it. I can't let y'all get another shot. Okay, timeout again. Like, go
Well,
ahead.
hold up. Well, no.
Show.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. Why do I need to call a timeout when y'all motherfuckers are the ones that are on the field, middle of the court, and are not making the fucking free throws?
And also, I think you muted.
Like I can understand.
Joe.
You moved yourself,
We
Show.
can't hear you.
Sorry about that.
Like I can understand. I can understand if you call a timeout because motherfuckers look like they lost. Dude, they missed 7 free throws.
That's true. You can't pick who's gonna shoot it.
Had they hit 2 more free throws, had they just hit 2 more free throws, they win game 1.
Well, to be honest with you, that's not Thibodeau's fault. That's Jalen Brunson's fault for trying to win the fucking game by himself. I can sit here and go, Thibodeau don't fucking sub nobody out, nothing. Every time I saw Brunson with the fucking ball, he's holding on to the shit for dear life, and he's trying to win the game with a layup.
Look,
There's a reason for that. Everybody around him is watching.
Look,
sorry, Hoach.
it's not even about the watching, man. You're more than free to talk. But my whole thing is,
We ain't charged you yet.
in the last 2 years, who's been that most clutch player?
LeBron James.
Clutch player of the year.
Well,
Uh,
it's been Brunson. So it's been Brunson. So why would you take your most clutch player the last 2 years out in clutch time?
Because you made an executive decision. I don't know if you've seen baseball. So I've seen somebody take out their best hitter, and the guy that came in hit a home run. Your best guy it's cold, bro. Like, you gotta know when to pull your best guy, even if he's your best guy. I don't know if that makes sense. Your best guy is out there trying to save the world.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you don't pull your
I
best.
agree.
You don't pull the guy that's gotten you there.
You know what's crazy, Hosh? During that game, I don't know if it was you or me, but I'm like, yo, pull him out the game. I was ready for him to come out. He had 19 points, I think. He was getting beat up. He was trying to fucking win the game by himself. He was stopping the offense. As soon as he sat down, everybody else around was shooting. Then everybody came out. Some guy I never seen, right? Who's this right guy? Now that he has foul trouble, we got point guards? Who's this guy? Shamit. So it's like he was making the offense stagnant when he sucked. I don't know if y'all disagree.
Bro, look, at the end of the day, I can't fault Tibbs for going sticking with the guy who got him.
well, listen, I can't. I'm not faulting Tibbs for having him in there, but I am fucking gonna fault Jalen Brunson for not facilitating this shit. Like, we know you're gonna hold on to the fucking ball and try to win this. The Pacers had like 4 fucking people on you, and Holla Back Girl was looking better than your ass because he made a lucky fucking shot. But why not pass the fucking ball out? Pass the ball out, get open, and get the ball back. I'm just saying, sometimes you don't need the fucking ball in your hand to fucking facilitate. There's 4 other people on the court that have your same jersey color on. You can give it to them. It's safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we saw what happened when you gave
Yeah,
it
they
to
ain't
other
gonna make
players.
it.
They don't
We don't
need
have
to
a
shoot it.
three-point shooter.
They don't need
Where's
to shoot it.
DiVincenzo?
They don't need to shoot it. They just need to get the pressure off of Brunson. That's all.
So if I'm defending and I know these fools ain't gonna shoot it, I don't need to go over there. I'm gonna just stay with Brunson.
But then, dude, they can fucking. You're telling me they can't make a layup or a mid-range shot? They can't do nothing? If they can't, if none of those other motherfuckers on the team could shoot, then they should
I
be
ain't,
playing defense. And then that's another problem we gotta talk about.
you know what's crazy? So that question was answered. We couldn't make shit. We couldn't make a layup. We couldn't make a free throw. We couldn't make a midi. We couldn't dunk it.
Well,
We really couldn't do shit.
well, they should have got off the fucking court then. There's no way.
I just know. I see a lot of people like Chris also talking about, oh, you know, Brunson got outplayed. Look, last 2 years, Brunson's been our best player against Boston. Brunson was a guy that was clutch. I'm sorry. A Haladouche, or whatever the fuck he didn't look clutch. The ball literally hit the back of the rim, popped 15 feet in the air, and then it came down.
Fucking shot.
Douche was not clutch. He was lucky.
Yeah, that was.
My whole thing, the guy, I forgot his name, who hadn't done shit the whole game and then hits like 5 free throws. Huh?
Aaron Neesmith.
Bless you.
Right. Why wasn't somebody guarding him?
That's another Thibodeau. Right.
Yo,
Dude, Tibbs
yo,
is not
that's
on the
another
floor.
thing.
Bro, timeout.
Yo, but
Go ahead.
that's another thing that they fucking whipped us on was the whole fucking fake the chart, like fake the go in for the layup and pass it out to a wide open motherfucker in 3. Why is everybody fucking collapsing in the paint to go stop a fucking layup every time they do it, and you know he's gonna throw it to the wide open man for 3?
Thibodeau. That's defensive schemes.
Yo, listen, I'm sorry, but if I'm a player and the coach says every time they fucking have a wide open man left, leave them open, I'm gonna be like, nah, that's not how defense works. You know, I played this game before. I'm gonna cover my man. Someone needed to. Where's Brunson's captain ass now going, yo, keep your cover. Y'all, we're gonna play man defense now. Keep the cover on your man. Don't let them get no threes. But they sitting here going, it's okay if they hit every 3 they shoot. They still can't beat us because that's not how math works. Just because they got more points than us doesn't mean nothing because Thibodeau's our coach.
You can't go against the captain. So if he says go left, we going left.
No, yeah, we
Even
go
though I
left.
hate this.
Yo, let me tell you something, show. We could go left, and then when I see a cliff, your ass gonna fall off the motherfucker. I'm gonna go back on. I'm gonna go to right. Shit, you could be one dead ass captain down the fucking mountain. I'm gonna go to right. My goal is to win this motherfucker. It's not to lose with the team. Jordan turned around and said, "I will play this motherfucking game myself, and in order to win this shit." Mamba mentality wasn't whatever the fucking coach said. It was no, nigga, I'm winning. Can't blame the coach. What point do the players turn around and go, why don't we adjust? They want to talk about LeBron James at the best mind in the fucking business. What? No one else knows how to think? What is it? We pay you hundreds of millions of dollars a year to not think? Was that the deal? I wasn't aware of this.
Bro, at the end of the day, is Mike Brown is literally option number 20-something on the list.
That's because all the other coaches we spoke to had the audacity to be coaches already. Another team.
Right, where on where the teams can go. Now we don't want you to talk to him.
Word. Like, yo, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Thibodeau ain't fucking. He should have adjusted. But we talking about grown ass men making hundreds of $1,000,000 playing a game they played their entire life. You can't adjust. You need somebody to tell you how to adjust. This isn't like no one is sitting there going, yo, we getting ass whooped by this open man in the 3. Yo, keep cover. You ever been in the park and going, yo, bro, cover your man. Don't fucking help me. I don't need help D'ing this bum ass nigga. This dude who's always open and making his shots. Cover your man.
So, Chris, how is it on coach if he says, yo, stay with your man, and the guy leaves his man? How is that on the coach?
It's not on the coach, but I think it was the opposite. He was telling them not to switch on the screens or something like that. So they were getting stuck. I don't know if well, I keep saying I don't know if that makes sense.
Bro, listen, bro. Shit.
You say it so much, sometimes you got me saying that shit.
My bad. I apologize.
Don't apologize. I just don't know if it makes sense or not.
You see? I was thinking the same.
Look, the truth of the matter is, all right, even if Tibbs would have said, yo, stay with your man, you know what I'm saying? He's not the one that's out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if he would have, if he was the one saying that, hey, you know, do this or do that, it is what it is. Chris, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think Tibbs got out coached during the Pacers series.
That nigga Rick Carlisle whipped his ass. You bugging.
Nah, them motherfuckers got lucky.
Rick Carlisle was out there switching defense, 3-2 defense. Man, yo, get on. He was putting a center on Brunson. That man out-coached him, bro. I wish we had that guy. He was nasty. I just didn't see him. My bad.
Where the fuck was that at when they were playing the OKC?
They made it to Game 7 against the best team ever. Hey, they suck.
I mean, no, listen, I'll give you that. The fucking refs did a hell of a job. But where was that when they played OKC?
I love it when you correct. You just, man, I love you. I just.
Let me tell you something. It's not being out coached where the other team is literally just throwing shit up and it's going in. Because the only difference between the Pacers and Boston was, at the beginning, Boston was making all their shots. In the fourth quarter, they weren't hitting shit. The Pacers, were hitting their shots when they counted. But if you look at the shots that they were making, you were like, bro, how the fuck is he making that shit?
Word. And that's another thing.
Like, when Chris, I get what you're saying, that not everything is on the coach, but there's only so much that the coach can do. Hey, guys, stick with your man. If they do a pick and roll, you know what I'm saying, do the switch. Bro, I've seen the pick and roll being done since the 1980s, and motherfuckers still fuck up on how to play defense on the pick and roll. That's not on the coach. That's on the players. I'm sorry, it is what it is. If I'm on Naismith or whatever the fuck his name is, and I see him 2 shots in a row, bro, I'm not moving from in front of him. And it wasn't like he was the guy doing the pick and roll, or whatever. Like you said, Indiana was penetrating, and the motherfucker on Smith was collapsing to try to play defense. You know what I'm saying? On somebody who's penetrating. Meanwhile, you're leaving Smith open. The guy just hit 2 threes back to back. Where are you going?
Yo, let me say this in the language they can understand, Fred. I forgot this nigga's name. See, I was so busy trying to fucking quiz show on what movie was the quote that I just made. Michael Bisping, there you go.
And he don't even know.
Yo, what show was it? What movie was that from, show?
Michael Bisping.
No, well, that's fucked up because it's The Last Dragon. I don't know why y'all people don't just start with The Last Dragon and then guess the rest of the movies.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even hear that line. I was just trying to be funny. I heard you. That's the last thing you said.
Michael Bisping fought Dan Henderson, right? And the coach screaming out, "Stop rotating to your left. Stop rotating to your left." He went through the first round. He told him, "Stop rotating to your left. Stop rotating to your left." Michael Bisping kept doing it and got knocked the fuck out, and then got sent to the fucking shadow realm with the second hit from Dan Henderson. Is it the coach's fault? If a fighter keeps getting hit with the same fucking combination and the coach is like, "Yo, bro, pick your fucking hands up, watch out for the 1-2," and he doesn't adjust to it, is it the coach's fault?
No, that's Michael Bigsby's fault.
So if the Knicks keep falling for the fucking take it to the lane, pass it out fucking trick, is it the coach's fault?
Yes.
Even if Thibodeau doesn't say nothing, when the fuck does the defense turn around and go, "Yo, listen, I don't know if you know this, but your guy's wide open"? Or is it a technical foul to fucking tell your teammate to guard his own man? I don't know the rules of defense anymore in the NBA. I know it doesn't exist and it's not allowed, but can you at least stand in front of the guy that you're supposed to play against? Is that still allowed? Can you stand next to him? Can you be within a 15-foot perimeter? It's going what? You hold on, wait. You calling me short, Chris? You've been here for 3 weeks and now you think you comfortable calling me short? Going over my head. Why? Because I'm bald, you think that is smooth enough to let shit slide over my head?
Can I give you a better example? When Phil Jackson kept calling the triangle offense, even though we're losing, and we kept running it till the fucking end of the season. Whose fault was that?
Carmelo
Phil
Anthony.
Jackson.
It was Carmelo Anthony's.
Exactly. Same thing. You had a star player. You can't blame Carmelo.
Shit. Carmelo don't play anything other than isolation. We
That's ISO play.
We was playing isosceles triangle offense. Shit, but when damn, what's that Asian dude named Hodge? Jeremy Lin was there. We was winning. What you mean they're not this basketball and fighting not the same thing? How many people fought on the basketball courts? You ever seen the fucking Malice in the Palace? Ron Artest was fucking people up.
Look, Chris, what I'm trying to tell you is, even if Tibbs is telling the guys to make the adjustments, it's on the players to actually make those adjustments. Now, I guarantee you, if the Knicks win game 1, that series goes different. But I'm sorry, I must, as much as I like Mitchell Robinson, the man is a career 42% free throw shooter. That man should never had the ball in his hands. You know, that's a bad deal. My man, 42% career free throw shooter. But then again, you need a big man on the floor to grab some rebounds. Look, we can go back and forth all day on this shit, okay? And you're gonna have people who are against Tibbs getting fired, and you're gonna have people like yourself that are gonna be like, "Hey, you know, Tibbs didn't make the adjustments." The fact of the matter is, the Knicks have no plan. They fired Tibbs with no plan. The man got you to the conference finals. Now, mind you, if you look at that Knicks team, who on that Knicks team can consistently hit the three-point shot?
That's Curry.
Oh, that's right. He got traded to the Timberwolves and DiVincenzo. But that's not on Tibbs. Yeah, did Tibbs have some flaws too? I go, yeah. But let's not talk like our roster wasn't flawed. sorry, Cat. As much as I like Cat, sometimes Cat wants to play like he's a shooting guard. My dude, you 6'11". Look, I also know that from what I've heard before that Tibbs can get on management's bad side or whatever because of his attitude and shit like that. But you don't come from almost making the NBA finals and then just pivot and go, yo, we're gonna fire you simply because of yada yada yada. And then you're gonna go out and spend 2 months talking to assistant coaches. And like the only good assistant coach they spoke to was the guy from the Timberwolves. Why are you talking to any coach on the Pelicans?
Shit. I'm surprised the Pelicans fucking still around. Shit, Damian comes in mad late talking about y'all got Mike Brown, really?
Oh,
Like shit. What's wrong with Mike Brown, Damian? Why? Because his first name is Mike?
Look, apparently when he was coaching in Sacramento, they had the number one offense,
Yeah.
something like that. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As much as I like my Knicks, I also know when that roster is flawed. I'm sorry. Cat was making his own. No, Cat. Look, a lot of times, the players are going to go ad lib and try to make their own things. All I'm saying, Chris, is that especially on our teams, besides Michael Robinson, our big men think that they are guards, and I also know that runs in the NBA also. You know what I'm saying?
that's the
Yeah.
But there comes a point where you got to go, hey guys, you might not want to stop running away from the guy that's making the 3-pointers.
This isn't hot potato.
I think
Yeah,
that's
sure.
the thing we need. We just need somebody that's
Mike
only
Brown
job
is
is to
Doc
shoot
Rivers
threes.
2.0. I don't think Mike Brown is Doc Rivers 2.0, but whatever. Look, at the end of the day, I don't agree with him. I don't agree with them firing Tibbs. Okay, if you want to say that he got our coach by Rick Carlisle, whatever. But if you're going, it was to me, it was like the firing of Tibbs was a spur of the moment kind of thing, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan in place, or maybe think, okay, yo, listen. If we tell Tibbs, yo, we want you to do this, and he goes no, and we go, okay, well then we're gonna have to let you go. There has to be some kind of backup plan. They literally spent the last 2 months running to almost every team.
And they didn't run to my guy Patrick Ewing.
Yo, I would have went to Patrick. Yo,
Right. Again, that's on James Dolan and the GM, not going to Patrick Ewing. I think they wanted to talk to the guy from Seton Hall and I don't even know if they even went and talked to the guy from the head coach from Seton Hall. But you're going to go and run to try to talk to the assistant coach to the Timberwolves. You're going to run and try to run and talk to the guy, the bench coach or the assistant coach for the New Orleans Pelicans. Where the teams can go. nah, well, you're not gonna talk to our guy.
Word. And yo,
My whole
in
thing
res-
is it not to mean to cut you off. It
No,
didn't
it's
look
over.
it doesn't look good where you literally are running from one guy to another. It's like, all right, you fire Tibbs, fine. Okay. What you should have done after you let go Tibbs is, yo, make me sit down and put a list together. You know what I'm saying? Of guys that are, maybe not coaching, or the team can reject you from talking to them. My whole thing is, Chris, I understand that's how the league is working right now with the big man on the 3-point line. I get that. But motherfuckers gotta make the shot. On our teams, we have nobody that's going to be like, hey, if we put that guy out on the floor, I know he can hit 2 to 3 threes back to back. We don't have a guy like that. We just don't. The guy we had like that, we traded to the Timberwolves in the cat deal. And the GM didn't replace him.
All right, yo, two things. One, responding to Chris going, how is Brook Lopez playing the 3-point line and averaging 5 rebounds? That's Thibodeau's fault. Two, didn't we just sign Jordan Clarkson from the Utah Jazz?
I think so. There was so many signings going on and shit like that. It was crazy. Couldn't keep up with everything like yesterday.
All right, yeah, the Knicks are reportedly signing Clarkson after being bought out by the Utah Jazz. Clarkson intends to sign with the Knicks once he clears waivers, so it hasn't been official yet. But can he be our 3-point shooter? Like, I've seen some highlights of him shooting threes. Was he not a 3-point shooter? And also, we signed
Chris. First of all, Chris.
Yabashli.
Yeah, whatever. Like, whatever how you want to pronounce that name.
Yo, listen,
that's that. Yo, just because he hit 3 threes in a row doesn't make him a sharpshooter. It just doesn't. That's what I'm saying. The Knicks don't have that guy that can come in off the bench and provide that instant offense as a jump shooter. They just don't. Look, I like my Knicks. That roster has some holes in it. I truly believe Tibbs did the best he can the last 2 years with that squad. I believe you saw how the team played with heart and the adjustment that Tibbs made against Boston. Okay? But you also saw how a team like Indiana can get lucky with making jump shots and also have a lot of fucking calls go their way. Because I remember in game 1 when I forgot who our player was, got smacked in the back of the head and there was no foul call. And that probably would have iced the game because I think it was maybe Josh Hart or whatever. You know what I'm saying is, if you're going to fire Tibbs because you think he got out coach, then maybe go after somebody that you are confident they can outcoach somebody else. Not running from team to team like you don't have a plan for your next head coach. Because every time that every guy they went to had like a different coaching method than the next guy. And we all saw that it doesn't matter how great of a coach you are, if you don't have the players that can execute your coaching style, you're going to be a bad team. It is what it is. Damian, no, Mike. Just because Mike Brown and Doc Rivers both won one championship and then haven't done shit, do not make them the same person. Okay,
Yeah,
it don't.
but yo,
They have two completely different coaching styles.
yeah, and also it would kind of be a waste to go after Damian Lillard now because he ain't gonna be able to play the 2025-26 season because of that torn Achilles. He'll be out for the next 12 to 18 months. So for them to sign him now would be just you're signing somebody to hold him for a year, and he ain't even gonna play. That'd be like having Aaron Rodgers all over again.
And it's look, as much as it was a shock that they did that with Dame, and it pissed off Giannis. What makes you think that signing of Turner wasn't for them to be able to move Giannis?
So would you take Giannis now?
I'm sorry. As much as I was a Giannis fan a while back, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that if he doesn't have the ball in his hands the whole time, I don't think he knows what he's doing. Like he got so used to having being like the only superstar in Milwaukee that when you gave him Dame Lillard, he didn't know how to use Dame Lillard.
Well, you gotta remember, Coach. They haven't gelled together. It takes like 82 years for them to gel.
My whole thing is like right now, if you tell me I have to trade away Cat and like another starter just to get Giannis, I'm not doing it.
Yo, am I bugging? Or have we been bamboozled? And what I'm asking is, have we been bamboozled to the point where everybody thinks that now everybody in the NBA player is like a smart player, has high NBA IQ, but they can't mesh with their fucking teammates? Like, did we not see Shaq go, "Give me Penny," and Penny instantly starts fucking dishing the ball to Shaq, and they start winning because they know how to play with each other? Shaq fucking getting a rookie Kobe and Shaq winning championships together. Pippen joining the Bulls, and all of a sudden Jordan's winning championships with him. Like, why is it that when back in the day they're like, "Yo, this is your new teammate," they go, "All right, we gonna win," but now they need 14 years and fucking blood transfusions in order for them to match.
Because now the guys want to be the center of the team. Look, I'm not even a big Scottie Pippen fan, but when Jordan was there, Scottie knew, hey, Jordan's number one, I'm number two. When Jordan left, Scottie's like, all right, he's no longer here. I'm number one. Tony Kukoc, you're number two. That's why Pippen was pissed off when Phil Jackson said, hey, this game-winning shot, I want to give it to Tony Kukoc instead of Scottie Pippen against the Knicks in '94. And people were upset when Scottie was like, yo, then if you're going to give it to him, then I don't need to be on the floor. So, it's just, it's crazy how, like, even back in the days, you still have people who just didn't want to mesh with certain players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's more prominent where it's like, I want the ball 95% of the time. So the mentality back a little bit further back was, I don't care who scores, I just want to win.
Yo, word. I got stuck with Damien's fucking comment. He goes, why the fuck did you just sound like Eric Bischoff calling that Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo wedding on SmackDown? Who are you talking about? Did I sound like that? 'Cause you didn't sound like that.
I don't sound like that.
Yeah, Joe, did you sound like that? See, Joe's speechless.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
Word, yeah, like when Dwayne Wade got to the fucking Heat, you would have thought like, all right, he's the captain. Let LeBron James play under him. And when they lost, Dwayne Wade was like, "Yo, bro," I'm pretty sure he's saying like, "Yo, bro, LeBron, you don't know how to play under people, so you take the lead. I'll play under you because I'd rather win first and look good second. I don't need to be fucking leader of this team to win. As long as we win."
Yeah, facts. I mean, look. You know, again, we're talking a lot about Tibbs and all that stuff, but let's also talk about RGM, who has done a lot of good things, but also some weird shit like trading 5 first-round draft picks for Mikal Bridges.
Word.
Like this, I like Mikal Bridges, but
Shit.
he's not worth 5 first-round draft picks. So RGM has gotten bamboozled.
Yo, when you say RGM, all I think is Robert Downey Jr. Who's RGM? What Ronald Gallagher McCam?
Dude, I forgot his name.
Oh, we gonna look it up.
Look that shit up. As Hispanics like to say, Googlealo.
Word.
Damien fuck looking good on paper. I want to win.
It seems you might be asking about RGM in relation to the New York Knicks. There's no specific individual with the initials RGM on the Knicks, but it is possible you're thinking about Leon Ross, who is currently president of the New York Knicks.
Yeah, whatever. Whoever that is.
Well, fuck it. Both of them motherfuckers need Jesus. RGM, LMG, and potato wedges. Shit, tons of bitches come over here want to fuck around, talk to Floyd. But yeah, man, it's let's see what happens. Let's see if maybe we're wrong and these motherfuckers is right. But we got what's his name that now is Jordan Clarkson. If he signs with us, he's a good 6 man. Apparently he's not like a sharpshooter, but he's a dependable 3-point shooter. He can make them when we need it. And if we get NuKKle from France, then he could fucking possibly get us some defense. So hopefully we're in a better position, to beat the fucking Pacers.
Bro, I don't know, bro. I just right now it's like, okay, you were stressing Tibbs and defense the last 2 years. Mike Brown is a completely different coach. He's more offensive minded. So
Word.
I don't know.
I mean, he probably was the only one that said, "I'll answer the phone." It's funny how the Knicks went from possibly winning a championship in the playoffs to being the joke of the league. we went from we can't even make the playoffs, so we was one win away from going to the finals to being back to being the joke of the league with the same roster. Let me guess, that's Thibodeau's fault too, because he didn't adjust with the media. But on another news, speaking of jokes, Hodge,
Okay.
Show's boy Jake Paul is ranked number 13 as
What a fucking joke that is.
the WBC, so he's eligible to fight for a championship. Did you see that he said he was gonna potentially sue anybody that was gonna talk shit about his fights, saying they were fixed?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you see the fight, Jake Paul? You basically didn't have Julio Cesar Chavez throw a punch to like the 8th round, and then when he was allowed to throw punches, he almost knocked you the fuck out.
Yo,
I was at the bar watching that fight. This motherfucker Julio Cesar Chavez must have thrown like a total of fucking maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 punches in the first 8 rounds. Bro, Jake Paul literally threw like 400 and something punches to like the 200 punches that Julio Cesar Jr. Threw. And you're going to tell me that the fights are not fixed? My man, Mike Tyson had to pull back from knocking you fucking out, and I can replay you the fight in the exact moment where Tyson was like, "Oh shit, no, I can't hit this motherfucker," and pull back. Yeah, your fights are fucking rigged. The only one you couldn't pay off was fucking Tyson Fury's brother.
yeah,
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. You give me fucking 6 months of fucking training to get into shape, I will lay you the fuck out. You are not good at all. Fuck out of here, bro.
you know what he seems like to me? He seems like someone who trains fighting someone who thinks they know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
necessarily you're the baddest motherfucker. You just know a little bit more than the dude that you're fighting, and that dude don't know shit. Like all of his fights that he had before he started fighting actual,
Bro, you fought Nate Robinson.
which he looked like a muppet out there. You see, he's still knocked out from what I'm hearing.
All right, you fought Nate Robinson, where he looked like fucking David fighting Goliath,
Shit.
and you're not even that big of a person, but no. Nate was like what 5'4" or something. However tall Nate Robinson is,
Yeah,
because even though he's listed at 5'8", he ain't 5'8".
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And Nate Robinson was never a fighter.
yeah. He was just an athlete.
Right, you fought Ben Askren, who was a wrestler, not a puncher.
Nope.
The other guy from the UFC, Chandler, what was it? Woodley, I'm sorry. Was also-
Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah, was also known more for a wrestler than a puncher.
Yeah,
Nate Diaz was in there for a fucking paycheck, and you can see the man didn't even fucking put his hands up when you fucking tried to hit him. Come
Yeah.
on now. The first legit boxer you fought was Tyson Fury's brother, and you lost to him.
and he didn't look that good around him either.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, as much as I love my man Silva, you fought Silva like 10 years after his fucking prime.
Yo, Hodge, my bad to cut you off. I just looked up the stats. Jake Paul landed 140 out of 482 punches landed.
Right.
Julio Cesar Chavez landed 61 out of 154 punches. This man did not throw anything.
Right.
Dude, Jake Paul he landed 65, which I think this is a fucking bad stat. He landed 65 out of the 302 jabs he thrown. And then Julio Cesar Chavez landed 8 out of the 28. How the fuck you miss so many punches?
Because he's a burger.
For real. Yo, and then the fight scores was 99 and 91, 97, 93, 98, 92. I mean, Julio didn't throw. He didn't throw punches.
Bro, I saw the fight. I was at the bar watching the fight. And I'm like, yo, my man, throw a punch. There were so many instances where you saw Julio literally not throwing the punch when he can literally throw a punch and knock this guy out. So, yes, Jake Paul, your fights are fucking rigged.
Yo, and when you talk about Anderson Silva, I saw that fight. Anderson Silva pushed him to his limit. You could see that this man, you never see Jake Paul breathe as heavy and sweat as much as Anderson Silva did. And like that last round, Anderson Silva was like, all right, I'm gonna let you hit me and knock me down so that way you at least get the fight.
Dude, right. You saw the fight with Mike Tyson, right?
Yes.
In that first round when Mike Tyson got a little bit aggressive and hit him with that jab.
Yep. And then he stopped throwing the left hook that followed up with that jab.
Right. And what did you see on Jake Paul's face?
Fear.
He was basically telling Mike, yo, whoa, slow down. Bro, your fights are fucking rigged. Stop being a fucking pussy. Fight a real fucking fighter. And I don't even fucking care if this gets back to that motherfucker.
I mean, yo, listen, bro, it's in the pudding. Like, how do you have Anderson Silva versus Julio Cesar Chavez and Anderson Silva beat Chavez? And that was a competitive fight. And then Chavez don't throw no punches. It's kind of like with the same shit that Mayweather did, where it's like, yo, Mayweather, people who fought him shut down. They didn't fight him back. At least with Mayweather, we could be like, he had some tricks up his sleeve and he nullified offense. You can't say that about Jake Paul, who's just been fighting for fucking, 5 years, basically, and hasn't had that high level of fucking fighting.
Bro,
he doesn't have the.
I'm not a Mayweather fan because fuck him too. But it wasn't like people didn't throw punches against Mayweather. Is that his defense was almost impenetrable. Because I'm not gonna lie, there were some guys that hit him, and you saw him go with the wobbly legs, and you're like, oh. I still believe to this day, had he fought De La Hoya when De La Hoya was a little bit younger, he would have lost to De La Hoya because De La Hoya almost had it.
Yeah, De La Hoya was point fighting.
You know what I'm saying? But De La Hoya was ready past his prime when he fought Mayweather. Just like when he fought Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez might have had a whole bunch of fight against, lesser talent. But before the Mayweather fight, Canelo Alvarez was standing there and bang with the other boxers. It was after Mayweather that he said, oh shit, this defense, there's something to this defense.
Yeah.
So I'll give Mayweather, his defense was fucking awesome.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's why I respect Mayweather, because you could see the intelligence of where he fights. Yo, real quick, I looked up the stats for Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Get this shit, Damien. Jake Paul landed 78 out of 278 punches thrown. Mike Tyson, 18 out of 97.
Yeah, so you're telling me Mike Tyson, who was known for just throwing punches, only threw 99 punches that whole fucking fight? And you're telling me that the fighters are not holding back and not holding punches? They are.
That's crazy.
100% these fighters are holding back.
What was Tyson Fury's brother's name? Hey, you know what? Fuck, we already. Tommy Fury. I got it here.
Yeah.
Here you go. Total punches. Fury threw significantly more punches, 302 than Jake Paul's 157. Fury landed more punches, 88 compared to Jake Paul's 49.
So when the fighter throws more punches than he does, he loses. Gee,
Yeah.
you think about that.
Yeah, look. So in the 7th round, Fury landed 17 punches while Jake Paul only landed 7.
Right.
So when someone fights Jake Paul, he shuts down.
Exactly.
Let's see Tyron Woodley. I don't know if this is the first fight. Here you go. Jake Paul outlanded Woodley a total of 71 to 52 punches. And that was a close fight, the first fight.
Right.
So Jake Paul outlanded Woodley in jabs 36 to 11. That's normal because Woodley's an MMA fighter. They don't use jabs. Woodley landed 41 power punches. Jake Paul landed 35. Now let's see in fight 2.
My whole thing is, out of all Jake Paul's fight, he's only boxed. I'm sorry, I don't consider you the shit with Mike Tyson a fight. That was a charity event in my books.
Yeah.
You've only boxed at only 2 known boxers. Everybody else has been either a celebrity, because that's what Nate Robinson was, a celebrity, or an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
The only 2 boxers that he's boxed has been Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Jason Fury. If you go down the list of all his other fights, they're either celebrities or ex-MMA fighters.
Yo, look at this shit. I just looked up Anderson Silva's stats with Jake Paul.
Right.
Silva landed 66 punches to Jake Paul's 51. But Jake Paul threw 215 punches. And Anderson Silva threw 75. He only lost because of that knockdown. And that knockdown looked more like of a push. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't look like he rocked Anderson Silva. It looked like he punched him in the head, and Anderson Silva just was like, oh, shit, yeah, this is where I go down. Because, yo, dude, 66 out of 75 punches landed to thrown, and 51. Yo, you seem more active, but my man, yo, dude, come on. He's hitting you. Like, there's no way Silva should have lost that fucking fight. And he still threw less than half than Jake Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, all right, so against Nate Diaz. It doesn't say how many were thrown, but Jake Paul landed 174 to Diaz's 143.
And at half that fight, Diaz had his hand down, talking about, yo, come hit me, come hit me.
Yeah. Yo, word. That math is not Steiner math, but still. So yeah, so 104.
Telling you, it's a disgrace that people want to tell me that he's a ranked fighter.
Yo, yeah. So he 174 punches landed to 491 thrown. Nate Diaz 143 to 392. He threw 100 less than you and only fucking hit you 30 less times. Where are you throwing these punches at?
In the air. The dude, my man, the dude's not a boxer. How you fought again? You're 1-1 versus 2 actual boxers, and Jason Fury is not even a professional boxer yet. You know what I'm saying? Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We're like, oh, he had a belt at one point, and you can, dude. I want you to really look at the fight, and you can tell Chavez Jr. is holding back punches.
Yeah.
And you can see his father, Senior, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., in the crowd talking about, yo, throw a fucking punch, hit him. Like, you can verbally see him, yo, go, hit him. Bro, your fights are staged. You pay off. The only reason you lost to Jason Fury was because you couldn't pay him off.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm 5'8", 250 out of shape. And I will lace you, Jake. Lace you. Fuck out of here. You're disrespecting the name of fucking boxing. Bro, you're not a fucking boxer. Fucking disgusting and disrespectful that you talk that he's fucking ranked number 14th in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Fucking you got people like Sugar Ray Leonard, fucking Manny Pacquiao, fucking you got so many actual boxers that are fucking turning in their like yo, my man, you've literally turned my sport into a laughing stock.
Yeah. Which that shit went downhill after I'll say it forever. Once HBO dropped boxing and Stars kind of went out of business, or Showtime went out of business,
Yeah.
boxing was done. Boxing was done for. Because ESPN took it over a little bit, and they fell to the Zone, and the Zone is one of those things like another app.
Bro. Fucking joke, bro. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah. And then
this shit is more of a joke when the mafia was involved.
Word. Shit. Did you see anything from UFC 317?
I was at the bar. I was watching it. Yeah.
Oh, so you watched both of them?
Yeah. The bar was showing both.
So what you're saying was there was no invite to watch either one of these fights? Nah.
But I told you my invite is you want to come to my local bar, just let me know. you have an open invite. You be like, yo, Hoach, I want to go watch the fight at your local bar. I was like, yo, come on through.
Was there a pay?
No pay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll definitely do something then. Tracy Cortez, you know that girl that was in the prelims.
Yeah.
You know that she sold her used fight shorts for like $1,500. No, I don't know if it was 1,500 or 15,000. Let me
15,000 probably.
Yeah, let me read. I can't highlight shit in this without something open.
God damn, Damien. Yeah. You know what, Damien? I think that's the most accurate comment you've had in a while.
Okay, so it was $3,430. Someone paid for her used signed fight shorts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, men. Yeah, we gotta stop this shit.
Word. I mean, for $3,000, you could have had her. Be like, yo, let me take you out.
Bro, not for nothing. For 3,000, you could have gone a fucking taken a trip to the Caribbean, gone to the bar, and not have to pay for that shit.
Word. And probably the girl would probably look just like her too.
Or you could have taken that $3 fucking grand, gone to the fucking bar, fucking pop some bottles, and probably taking the bottle goer home or some shit. The fuck are you buying fucking shorts for $3 grand for?
Yeah.
Yo, if you got money to throw away like that, give me the $3,400.
Word. Shit. And I don't even know the justification for that shit. Like, even if it was like, yo, that's Muhammad Ali shorts. I personally don't need a pair of Muhammad Ali shorts, but I guess there's people out there that just like to collect shit.
Bro, I'm gonna be truthful. You're comparing Muhammad Ali to a girl. Come on now.
The reason why I'm doing that is because
we all know that he's not taking those shorts and framing them. We all know what he's doing with those shorts. All right. Damien, you're not lying. That's what I'm saying, though. That's the most accurate comment you've had in a while.
Yeah.
Damien, for those who don't know, Damien said boxing is more of a joke than the bullshit show we got at Night of Champions. And that's 100% right.
Yeah.
Bro, like, come on. Who was it? Some girl, I think she's like IG famous or whatever. Bro, making fucking thousands of dollars selling she farts in fucking bottles.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And sells them.
You see,
and then other girls are literally selling their bathwater. Guys,
yeah.
we have to stop.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not gonna say it's just men because there are some crazy women out there. Yo, that shit needs to stop.
Yeah. Like, yo, one of my coworkers was telling me how some dude wanted to pay her for feet pics, and I'm sitting like, what's the obsession with feet? But like,
listen,
the shit that he wanted, I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Let me tell you something. I heard a lot about that. Like I've heard a lot of women making thousands of dollars a year, almost like 6 figures or more, just selling feet pics.
Yeah. The fuck was that?
That was by me. I don't know what the fuck that was. It ain't lightning. But
so somebody must have ran into something. Whatever it was, he ain't happy.
Yo, for real. And like some other girl, like literally she like took a bath with like milk and cereal, put that in bottles and sold that. Like, yo, bro, this world is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But here's my thing with the feet. How do you know those are her feet?
Word.
She could just be fucking sending you fucking pics from some random person on IG or on Google. How do you know those are her feet?
Word. Be some man's foot.
Damien, we ain't gonna talk about that, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that is crazy. I mean, that's why you get Johnny Cochran.
No, that's how you know that. I laugh because our current president has thousands of pics with Diddy, and his people have been trying to scour the internet to erase those pictures. And from what I saw this today, this is why back in the day France killed their king and queen when the bitch said let them eat cake.
Word.
But the fact that he's getting just a slap on the wrist after spending all that time in jail, whatever, it's a joke. But then again, hey, when you can have 34 felonies and still become president of the United States, shit is a joke anyway.
Yep.
But if you're a color person and you have one felony, you can't vote.
Yep. Shit, if you're a color person, you can't vote, period.
You know, I fucking was it. My man Cedric the Entertainer said it best. Us color folk, we live on a wish factor. I wish a motherfucker would.
Word.
It's sad what's going on in the world of boxing because of people like Jake Paul. Sorry, it is what it is. That is the honest to God truth. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not even a professional boxer, but I see his fights and I see so many openings where I'm like, yo, he just left himself open. A real boxer will lace him. Bro, have you seen when he throws a punch? He leaves himself completely open. But whatever. I wanted to see Serrano. I didn't realize that she wasn't fighting on this card. She's fighting on June 11th.
No, is this weekend?
No, she didn't fight this weekend.
No, I'm saying this weekend coming up.
The 11th, July 11th, not this weekend, the following one.
Yeah, because you said June 11th, and I'm like,
my bad, July 11th. Yeah.
I was about to be like, hold up,
I thought originally she was on that card. That's why I went to the bar because I'm like, yo, fuck the Jake Paul shit. I wanted to see her fight and the UFC, but she's getting her own shit on the 11th of July.
Yeah, this is the first time that it's an all-female card and it's in Madison Square Garden.
And there's a main event, right?
Yes.
I don't know if I want to watch a whole female event in boxing. But I do want to see Serrano fight.
Word. Well, the good news is on Netflix, so if you don't catch it live, you can catch it right after.
And people out there, I'm not being racist. I'm not racist. I mean sexist or whatever. I might say, oh, yo, girl, you too pretty to get hit in that face. That's what I'm saying.
Word.
Oh, baby, not the face, not the face. Where's that from?
Last Dragon.
There you go.
Shit. Oh, baby, not the face, baby, not the face. How about
God damn it, Ray, where the fuck are you?
Word. How about any 50 make me sit down and shut up?
Yeah, come on, big boy. Oh, baby, not the face, not the face. Like, what the fuck was that? That was a Transformer.
Yo, it had to have been. And that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how no one makes mention of that. Because it was more accepted back in the day.
You know what's funny? And this is way before I met you. Me and Leigh used to love that movie. And we always says like, yo, my man, that was in the 80s. Ain't nobody mentioned anything how the Indian dude or whatever he was, a big Mexican, whatever, was with a Transformer.
Yep.
Nobody says any of that shit.
It was like, yo, take it however you can get it. Because ain't nobody, because what was the number one rule? Mind your fucking business.
That's right.
Even when he saw his brother kissing on fucking Lord Charles, oof, my man turned around and just walked away. He ain't cock blocked. He walked away, but then he went back. But he was like, see? He walked out on you, huh? Still minding his own fucking business. All he gave a shit was about his business.
My man, pop and lock out of ropes. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, shit. I can't wait for motherfucker tie me up. I'm about to pop and lock out of that motherfucking rope so quickly. Like, got him. You ain't see the last drag. You don't know how to get out of this shit. Houdini
right.
showed me this motherfucker.
That's right.
Shit. This is electric
let me
boogaloo.
Damien, you know what, Damien? That is sad that the fact that the WWE still can't put a card together for Evolution.
Well, they have two matches. They have two matches, and it's what? It's a whole week away. They have Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. First time ever at Evolution. And
here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I say about that match. All right. At least it's been something that's been
cooking.
Building up to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like when you go to WWE and you speak to the divas, you're like, yo, what's cooking good lookings? And they go Rhea versus Io Sky. That's been cooking for the long.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then what's the other match?
So Roxanne has been nominated to be Raquel's partner in place of Liv.
Right.
And they will be defending the women's tag team titles against one team from SmackDown, one team from NXT, and one team from Raw in a fatal 4-way match.
You know what? It would be nice if the WWE has some actual women tag teams. Oh, wait a minute. Last month, you just fucking fired a whole bunch of women that were part of tag teams. Gee, imagine that. So let me guess. Now you got to throw people together?
Yeah, but this time it's for real.
This time it's for all the marbles?
For all the marbles. This time they're playing for keeps, coach. They're not just sitting there like some motherfuckers waiting for shit to happen. They making shit happen. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna magically just pull tag teams out their ass.
Bro,
because it's funny.
And again, I know this is Evolution or whatever, but and maybe I need to come down tomorrow on the wrestling podcast.
You know, you're welcome.
Plug. The Street Profits are on the sidelines. Just made them the fucking tag team champs and then a fucking sideline.
Yes.
Fuck that. Regardless of the fact. So, how do you feel with what Pittsburgh's doing for Aaron Rodgers?
They didn't learn their fucking lesson. They didn't learn when the Jets did it. They over here trying to win now with a fucking quarterback that can't even make his mind up if he wants to be with a team or not.
Now, mind you, before they got Rodgers, they traded for DK, which I don't understand what Seattle was thinking trading DK to the Steelers. And then now they just picked up a tight end and some other shit. But here's the thing. They still got no running. They still don't have a running back. Najee Harris signed somewhere else, and the backup from Najee Harris is like 5'8", 195 pounds, soaking wet.
Bro,
they're literally going to be depending on Aaron Rodgers' arm.
And Aaron Rodgers is there, ready, willing, and able
not
say,
able. Not able.
Yeah, well, no, able to say, fuck it. I didn't come here to win anyway.
Now, here's my question to you, right?
Yeah.
He came out saying that this is probably his last year.
With the Steelers.
Well, he said in general, but you're probably all right with the Steelers. Right? If he doesn't take the Steelers to the playoffs, do the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin, even though he's only the head coach and not the GM?
Well, I think first thing they should do is fire Thibodeau.
Okay, I can respect
because
that.
yeah, because he wouldn't have replaced Aaron Rodgers because
Okay,
he don't use backup quarterbacks. Then
right.
then you fire the coach because listen, if the coach can't make someone who can't play work, you got to fire him. It's not Aaron Rodgers' fault that he can't play. The coach should have seen that he couldn't play, and when the GM hired him, he should have said, "Yo, GM, you made a good choice hiring him, and I'll take full responsibility for the fact that he can't play before you hired him and after." And then you give the GM a raise for taking the chance on Aaron Rodgers. And
Wow.
then you sign Aaron Rodgers to a 3-year deal with a new head coach, with 4 new wide receivers. Your salary cap is over the limit, so you're gonna pay that fine. And then a week before the season starts, Aaron Rodgers is gonna officially retire.
Gotcha.
Yes, and then not next season, the season after that, Tampa Bay Bucks are gonna hire him. He's gonna be the starting quarterback of the Bucks because he needed a rest. He couldn't gel with the Steelers.
To Steelers too dark for him.
Yeah, the black jerseys attract the sun and it fucks up his Aguasuelo smoking.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah, that shit too. Don't get any on you.
Bro, like after the fiasco that was the last 2 years with the Jets, and I gotta admit it to the Jets, especially Aaron Glenn. He was like, "Nah, I don't want that motherfucker on my team."
Word.
Why would any team? And I'm glad that my Giants woke up and were like, "Nah, yo, we're gonna let you do whatever you want to do." Why would any team invest in somebody like Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know, bro. It's got to be the fucking name. It has to be the name. Because I have eyes. You have eyes. And there was a last season.
Which everybody had eyes.
Yeah, and we saw what happened. And I don't know about you. Yeah, his stats were good. But who did he throw the ball to? People who couldn't advance it. You had the fucking rookie of the year, one of the best wide receivers in the game right now, didn't get the ball anywhere. He's getting tight because he's not being thrown the fucking ball. You had one of the best running backs, young players in the league. He's not running the fucking ball. But who's getting the ball? Lazard. Lazard is catching all these fucking balls.
And dropping all of them.
And dropping them. And then you get what's his name? Devontae
Adams.
Devontae Adams. You get him. And it's almost like, well, I only wanted him for the last 2 games so we can, be together and have our swan song. So at what point is this motherfucker taking any winning seriously? That's like going, yo, we have the best boxer in the world, but the last 3 fights he fucking just dancing. He's not fighting. And they still believing this motherfucker could do something. The Jets were not a joke when he came there. We had a chance to win this shit.
Man, you guys had the same record. You had a better record with Zach Wilson.
Yeah. And what happened? He didn't utilize the weapons we got for him or we had for him. And you're telling me that a team that just had one very young, mobile quarterback and a fucking vet in Russell Wilson, a team that just had those 2 quarterbacks,
right?
Now you're going to stick with a vet that just came off an Achilles tear, just came off of a bad season with a fucking young team that stacked the deck that gave him everything he wanted, and you're going to be the difference?
Yeah, because they did give him everything he wanted. I want this guy. Okay. Even though that's going to fuck up our salary cap, we're going to do it for you.
And it's not like he's acting different. He's doing the same shit he did with the Jets. He took forever to sign with the fucking Steelers.
Yep.
And then he's demanding other people. Who the fuck you think you are coming in here going, yo, I'll sign with your team, but I need these players? What made you should have been like, yo, your team ain't ready for me, coach, for me being as a quarterback. And I'm gonna go to a team that wants me that's ready for me. What kind of shit is that? Brady could do it because Brady just won 18 fucking championships. Am I not mistaken?
How is he getting away with it?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's fucking weird. We're living in an era where sports doesn't fucking like having talent doesn't fucking matter anymore. It's all about the name. That's why I made that short this morning. It's all about the fucking name of the person. Because I don't know about you, Hoach. I would rather win the fucking Super Bowl with a bunch of people I have no idea who the fuck is on my team than lose with a fucking superstar.
Yeah, but those guys who you don't know on your team are giving you everything they got.
That's all I want.
Not
all I want is everything they got.
Now, fucking Aaron Rodgers. You remember how a couple of years ago they were saying that the wide receivers are divas and stuff like that?
Yes.
Fucking looks like quarterbacks are the divas now.
Yep. Yo, it's crazy. We're living in a world with no consequences where people can do whatever the fuck they want and they still get signed. Like, yo, no one. I honestly believe they did that shit to Barry Sanders' son, because of Barry Sanders. I don't even think it was because of what his son did. It was because of Sanders. They don't want a LaMelo Ball or a mouthpiece outside of the fucking organization talking shit. That's why they did that to his son.
You mean Deion Sanders?
Yeah. What I said, Barry Sanders?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Deion Sanders.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders, and Jamal Sanders, Lakers in 5.
I'm gonna tell you the truth when it comes to that.
Okay.
All right. And I said it from the beginning, and I know a lot of people were against me. Where I said I didn't want this guy on my team, and I mean Shedeur Sanders, because I think he's a prima donna.
Okay.
Right? I don't think he's as good as he is. Now, remember a couple of weeks ago or a month ago where it was rookie training camp or whatever? And I was like, oh, he looks great going up against other rookies and guys who were undrafted who are trying to make the team. Now, when he's playing against actual veterans, he's not looking that good.
Mm.
Now, here's my thing, and I keep telling people this. All right? If he would have came out last year, in last year's draft, not the one that just passed, but the one before, dude, he the 10th best quarterback coming out of that in that draft.
The 10th?
10th best.
Shit.
Dude, again, Shedeur Sanders is not a good quarterback. He's not.
You know, it's funny how they judge quarterbacks based off of how they can run the ball. And I'm sitting there going, well, when is that part of the, like, I get it. You want to scramble and get away from tackles, but you also can throw the ball away and kill the play before you get hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you want the longevity of the quarterback, play in the pocket. That's like saying, oh, we hired this pitcher because he could dance. What? What the fuck that got to do with pitching? Why does our running back need to have the ball? Like, on the center, like, 45, and then you start running. Like, no.
I want my quarterback to be able to throw the ball. Right? I don't need him to run the ball. That's why I have a running back.
Yeah. You don't need to make pizza. They got food there. Movie's that from?
Hitch.
My man.
Come on now.
Don't need
to make pizza. There's food there.
Word.
This is where I want you. I don't want. There's no need for you to do the spin move or whatever. Now that's what I need to be doing. Come on now, it's Hitch.
Word. See, Damien, you had no belief in Hutch, but I knew Hutch was gonna fucking know where that movie was from. shit. Yo, we was Lay was watching Beverly Hills Cop, and before he turned it on, we was talking about
Which one?
part one. We was talking about the part goes, is that motherfucker Axel Foley here?
Okay.
And then when that part came on, it was like, oh man, they don't make them like they used to.
My favorite part of the movie is I'm getting arrested. Let's throw it out the fucking window. How am I the one getting arrested?
What if I got thrown out of a car and I get arrested for jaywalking? Disturbing the peace, I got thrown out of a fucking
window.
Yo, you know, watching that movie where he's playing the fucking the agent for customs, the customs agent. And he's like, okay. I need all the records. Are you the one driving that Porsche out there? I can get 25 agents in this motherfucker, making a bad day for everybody. They put a microscope up your ass. And the dude's like, that's not my Porsche. I don't know whose Porsche that is. I don't drive a Porsche. And everybody's, like scared of him. I was like, that's what they were missing in Foley.
Yeah.
In part 4, that's what they were missing in the new one. His ability to bullshit. I don't think he.
Oh man, when he goes in there with a bag
of pills, of vitamins, this is how they.
And it makes it seem like it's like something else.
Oh man, so I got 2 daughters, Monique and Unique. What I'm gonna do with $10?
You're not gonna get us with the pipe, the banana.
Oh, you're not gonna get us with the banana in the tailpipe. Gotta put some more vase in your voice. You black. Shit.
My man said, "Yo, you gotta let your balls drop."
Word.
No, but listen, man. It's sad where you have a quarterback like Rodgers. Look, I say what you want about Brady. I'm not a Brady fan, because Boston, so fuck that shit. But Brady left New England. No, he went to Tampa, and they stacked the team for him in Tampa, but he delivered. You know what I'm saying? Then the next year they had to let a lot of the guys go because of the salary cap. And it was like, at least like you saw Brady, and you're like, okay, Rodgers has done nothing for like the last 2 to 3 years. And he's still demanding shit, and teams are still giving it to him.
I hate this narrative. Like when we're watching sports shows, I'm listening to these motherfuckers, and it's like, how do you not sign Aaron Rodgers? He's Aaron Rodgers. And I would go the same way, the opposite way of signing him. The same way how you sign him is the same way you don't sign him. It's just the opposite. Like, Aaron Rodgers, you make it seem like this motherfucker's won the championship every year. He won one championship.
He's won
like
one
18 years ago.
One chip.
And did nothing afterwards. I can argue that Ben Roethlisberger was a better quarterback because he had multiple chips.
And not only that, people forget who he won it against.
Who he won against? The Ravens?
No, it was a bad quarterback. I think he won it against who was it? Fuck, I gotta look it up now. It wasn't like one of the best AFC teams, you know what I'm saying?
They beat the Steelers. In 2011. So who's the quarterback of the Steelers in 2011?
An old Ben Roethlisberger, I believe. Hold on.
Ben Roethlisberger, yeah.
Back when Ben was on the decline, I think Ben was hurt that year.
Well, didn't he have that scandal?
I don't remember. No, I think that was after the scandal with him with the rape allegations and all the other shit. That's who it is. Yeah, he beat to get to the Super Bowl. He beat a Rex Grossman charge.
No,
Chicago Bear
actually,
team.
he had two incidents, and both of them. One was in 2009, involving a civil suit filed by a hotel employee where he was accused of rape.
Yeah, and then one was
Yeah,
the
and then
college shit.
and
Yeah,
that
one
happened in
was the college shit.
2010, where a college student in Georgia accused him of assault in a nightclub. So I mean, he beat the fucking sexual assault, fucking Ben Roethlisberger.
That's because the defense was they played the he was in a college bar and the girl did it just to have money.
I mean, it makes sense. You got a fucking guy who makes tens of hundreds of millions of dollars to go to a college bar because why not? They have good ale there.
Like why would you put yourself in
Hey
that
man,
situation?
how I get in here?
I don't know. I think you just walk through the door.
You make a left on Albuquerque and you park by the light. What's going on, my skills?
Right.
I mean, if you asking me, you in here already. You in the chat, you participating. We responding to you. You
To listening.
That's right. You're not like this fucking guy below me, who's just sitting there,
hovering,
micromanaging us.
No, but look, it's like, dude, it's not like even like you're a rookie quarterback.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you just left college and you're going back to your college, whatever, bro. You already won the championship. Like, what are you doing in the college bar?
And you're a grown ass man. Let's put that one out there too. You're not a young whippersnapper. You're a grown ass man. What the fuck you doing there?
But listen, man, whatever. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting year in NFL. As you can see, there's still a lot of changes going on with teams and players and all that shit.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Let's see, because
well, put it like this. The 49ers went from having one of the most explosive offense till now. They don't have no Debo because they traded him away.
Yep.
Brandon Ayuk is hurt and he's going to miss at least the first half of the season, I believe, he had an ACL surgery or whatever. So they're literally left with George Kittles and Christian McCaffrey. Now, what happens if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt?
Shit.
And mind you, they just gave a whole bunch of money to Brock Purdy. So that's going to be interesting. Anthony Richardson, I haven't seen my man Normal guy around. Fucked up his shoulder. So right now, Daniel Jones, Burger, is going to be right now he's with the first team in practice.
Yep.
It's going to be an interesting NFL season.
Yeah.
You got Aaron Glenn as your rookie head coach. And he's already put a stamp on that team. Get Rodgers the fuck out of here. If that's not putting a stamp on the team, I don't know what is.
Word. Because not for nothing, there's a reason why he didn't want Rodgers, and it had nothing to do with his talent. It probably had everything to do with the fact that this man changed the fucking the culture of the team, or the dynamic of the team. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the most important part. He went in there and everybody fucking probably went from being psychopath killers to being Washakanda motherfuckers. Eating the fucking Kool-Aid and shit. Like, oh, we don't need to win. We cool. We're shy.
Bro, the fact that you guys won more games with Zach Wilson
than
you guys did with Aaron Rodgers,
that is sad.
the fact that was it my man Garrett Wilson won Rookie of the Year with Zach Wilson throwing him the ball, and didn't do shit with Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball is a travesty.
That's sad. Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know what the fucking what to even say about that.
And then you got the Steelers who had a 5-2 record with Justin Fields, took him out the starting lineup to put in Russell Wilson simply because they say that was the plan from the get-go. You let both quarterbacks walk away, and you sign Rodgers after free agency, after the draft. Like, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. Now, I know a lot of guys here who are still listening to us are like, yo, no, the NBA draft and everything else that's going on in the NBA just happened. I'm going to wait until next week to address all that shit because there's still deals and shit going on in the NBA right now that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Some of these signings are they're giving bench players starter money. Teams are dropping players like Dame Lillard. And I get it. The Achilles, he's not even going to play next year, yada, yada, yada. I feel like there might be a very big trade coming down the line in the NBA.
Well, like,
but I'd rather talk about that next week.
You mean like a big trade?
Dude, I really think that Giannis might be getting traded.
It's a possibility. You think there's gonna be a LeBron trade, or you think Giannis is gonna be the biggest trade?
I think Giannis is going to be the biggest trade. I think LeBron is one of the very few players out there that has a no trade clause, so he can veto any trade basically. You know what I'm saying? So, plus it's like he just exercised the player option on his Lakers contract or whatever.
Yeah, I think he opted in for that.
Right. So it is what it is. I mean, we also, the Lakers are being sold. So was it Jeannie Buss or whatever? Mind you, the Buss family has had the ownership of the Lakers for 30-something years now, and they're shopping it. So I guess she doesn't want to be owner no more.
Yeah, $10 billion.
God damn.
But she still.
And to my boy Leo over there, out there, I know you want Jerry Jones to sell the Cowboys.
Word. We all know he wants Jerry Jones to. That's another thing that's like, yo, get your head out your ass, Jerry. Shit ain't working. The shit ain't working.
Bro, they haven't done anything since the 90s, bro.
Word. And whatever you're doing ain't working. Like, when do you start sitting and going, all right, this quarterback may be a good quarterback, but he ain't the one that's going to get us the championship?
Right.
Like, when does that happen?
It's crazy,
Word.
Bro.
But, I mean...
Any other topics you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about how I was surprised to see Tilapia knock out Charles Oliveira like that.
I wasn't, and I'm a big Oliveira fan. But I wasn't. I knew that match was going to be a slugfest. But Oliveira is more of can Oliveira strike? Yes, but he is, he can. He's Brazilian.
Yeah,
They love
he's a
the
submission.
grappling. Yeah, they love the grappling. But look, like when you see both fighters next to each other, Oliveira has that long, lanky, length to him. The other guy is just solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, did I think was going to happen in the first round? No, but I thought there was going to be a knockout in that fight.
I didn't think it was going to be a knockout because Oliveira has a chin, but this guy came from the lower weight class. Like he came from a lower weight. He's a lot smaller than Oliveira. So I'm like, yo, Dan, how hard does this motherfucker hit? Like I know he beat Max Holloway. He beat the other champion. He knocked out.
Apparently, this dude is not only has a chin, so he can take a couple of punches because he took a couple of punches. But yo, he has heavy hands, bro. And then for him to cut out, he called out Patty too.
Yeah, which is it's funny because Patty just beat somebody that put him in like the top 15 or the top 10 or some shit like that, and it's like, all right, Patty's all right, but
it's funny because my nephew likes. Well, he's like, oh, I like Patty, and I'm like, I'm not a big Patty fan.
Yeah, I'm not sold yet. I'm still on the fence. Let's see what this guy does because anybody can have a hot streak when you're fighting people that aren't really testing you.
Right. Yeah, but I had a feeling that was going to end
in knockout.
Yeah,
I hear you. But other than that, I don't really think there's anything else. Patty's gonna take him out. That's what Loki says. Well, let's see. That's the thing. Well, I can't even say that's the beautiful thing about sports because the UFC is just as fucking rigged as boxing.
Yeah, man, that's something I want to see.
Patty and this dude.
I just, like I said, I want to see good fights. Like the fight, yeah. Was it a first round knockout? Yeah, but that's what I want to see, bro. I want to see people.
No, I get it. I want real fights, real knockouts, real this. So I don't want to go to decision because motherfuckers is dancing out there.
Look, Mr. Loki, I don't think Patty got in his head. I think the guy knew exactly what he was doing. But that's just me.
But I mean, we'll be back tomorrow. We were supposed to have somebody to interview, but he hasn't got back to me yet. So I'm thinking I already set up another thumbnail. So
all right.
We might just be talking about Night of Champions and that shit. So you always welcome tomorrow.
Tomorrow should be an early day for me, and then there's no work on Friday. So if I'm still up, I might hop on.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen in the comment section, again, thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Appreciate everybody coming, the new people. Like, subscribe, turn on that bell. We're on every day. We talk about different topics. If you're into wrestling, we'll be on with wrestling tomorrow. If you're into, just talking shit about life and having regular conversations that men usually have in private, or men that don't have but need to have, we have that shit too on Fridays. Yo, Tuesday, I was gonna say my theory about the Matrix and John Wick, but I'm gonna have to say it this Tuesday coming out. So be prepared for that shit. And yeah, man, enjoy your fourth. If you don't come back, but until next week, you just want to watch the sports. And we appreciate y'all. And it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Peace, everybody.
Peace.